Hey everybody, it's Sunday night and I'm going to do a big water change on my 125 gallon native tank here. I kind of have to stand back at an awkward angle to get the whole tank or most of the tank in the video here. But the main thing I want to do tonight is just get a bunch of that water out of there and put some fresh water in. It needs it really badly. I might do the filter while I'm working on it. We'll see. I've got some other things I'm doing in the other room, and I figure I can let some water drain out of this tank while I'm doing that, and then just let it fill back up while I'm still working on that, and I can kind of do two things at once. So I don't know whether I'm actually going to get to the filter or not, but we'll see. Mainly, I just want to do a big water change. This tank's very, very heavily stocked, and it's been a while since I've done a water change, so it really needs it. And of course, the tannins in there are starting to build up, and you can see how tea-stained the water is. So just going to be a simple before and after, and we can talk maybe a little bit more about it once I'm done the water change. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Consider this part your before. Alright, and there's the after. So I didn't do quite as much of a water change as I wanted to. The fish were really freaking out tonight. I'm not sure why. I guess they feel the pressure changing as the water's draining out, and to them, they can tell that the water's lowering, and they're probably looking for a place to go, before the tank empties out, assuming they were in a natural environment. Obviously, if the stream is getting shallow or whatever, they're going to swim downstream or what have you. So I've never seen them do that before, though, is my point. And I only drained the tank down a little bit below where that long horizontal piece of wood is. Maybe the slightly lower piece of horizontal wood right here is where we got the water level down to. And I've gone down much lower than that before, although I guess the fish are starting to get bigger. Maybe that's got something to do with it too, so I don't know. But you can definitely tell there's a difference in the clarity of the water. We got a lot of the tannins out of there, and the fish are going to be a lot happier for that, for getting a lot of the nitrates and organics and everything else out of there. That water had to have been getting quite dirty. So we're getting some really pretty colors on those shiners there. I'm really starting to be impressed by these, and they're starting to get big too. All these golden shiners, which is what they are, I bought as bait 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago now. I'm not sure how long it's been since I set this tank up and put those in here, but they are from Clyde's Sporting Goods. If you're familiar with the greater Baltimore area, I'm sure you're familiar with Clyde Sporting Goods. They've been around since the 60s. So they were 50 cents a piece as jumbo shiners, and they were about a quarter the size they are now, and they look really fantastic. The thing I like most about them is that as golden shiners, they only look golden when they're in really tannin stained water. When the water gets clear, they get this silvery green color, and you can clearly see that sort of reddish rust color in their fins too. So I'm really enjoying these shiners, and the chubs, of course, are getting enormous, and everybody else in here, excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat there. Everybody else in the tank is still just doing whatever they're doing. I saw the pleco down here a little while ago, and we just saw there he is. We just saw the tilapia. So the tilapia normally stays down the other end of the tank and just hangs out in the corner. It's nice to see it out and about, although at times it makes me wonder if everything is okay. When it's out and about like that, it almost seems like it's been disturbed or something. Although, as I've said before, when I come down in the morning, for some reason, the tilapia is always down here in this group of fish like it's one of the school. And then as soon as the lights come on, it swims down to the other end of the tank, and it just sits in the corner all day, and it never moves out of that one corner. It's kind of odd behavior, so I don't know. The other thing I did was not major, but I did put some floating water Sprite in here. I don't know how long that will last. I'm sure the fish will nibble on it as it swirls around or whatever. We'll see. I've had it in here before, and it never seemed to last very long, so somebody in there must be chewing on it. I wouldn't be surprised if the tilapia does, because you can see how the Java fern is all nipped down and chewed down, and I can never really get the Java fern to take off because that gets chewed off. So somebody in there has some serious tough teeth if they're eating Java fern. So water Sprite is probably delicious to whoever's doing that, and I'm guessing it's the tilapia. So we'll see how my new Anubias fares. That one's already got a little flower stalk coming off of it. I didn't even notice that, or I would have trimmed that before I put it in the tank. And then I put another piece of Anubias in here from my 55-gallon T-bar tank. I trimmed 2 big chunks out of there the other day, and I stuck them in this tank. So what we're working on now is getting my 125 cleaned up. Not doing all of it tonight. It actually turned out to be a little dirtier than I was expecting. And again, being pressed for time, I wasn't even expecting to do anything on this today. But I did, because when I opened it up to feed it, I could tell there was a dead fish in there. And I found one of my the last of my original Congo Tetras has finally died in there. So I still do have a couple Congo Tetras, but they are from a newer batch. My originals are all gone now, so we'll have to wait and see. But that'll be a different video for a different time. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here on my native tank. And I'm going to say thanks again for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you don't miss anything. You never know what it's going to be with me. And then don't forget, of course, this one is my 125-gallon native tank. So thanks again, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.